Imagine two people. They are the same age, the same height, and they eat the exact same number of calories every single day. They even follow the same workout plan. But there is a frustrating difference. One is lean and energetic, while the other is constantly fighting a losing battle against stubborn, hanging belly fat. Why? Is it genetics? Is it luck? No. The answer isn't hidden in the gym. It is hidden in the first 60 minutes of their morning. You see, most of us have been taught that fat loss is a simple math equation: calories in versus calories out. But your body is not a calculator. It is a chemical laboratory governed by hormones. And there is one hormone in particular that acts as a master switch for your metabolism. Its name is cortisol. In the medical world, we call this the cortisol awakening response, or CAR. The moment you open your eyes, your brain triggers a natural spike in cortisol to give you the energy to get out of bed. It's supposed to be your friend, but for most of us, we turn it into a traitor. The second you reach for your phone, stress about an email, or rush into a frantic morning, that natural spike becomes a hormonal flood. And here is the scary part. Your belly fat is packed with 4 times more cortisol receptors than any other fat in your body. When cortisol stays high, your body receives a clear biological command: lock down the fat. Do not let it go. We are in danger. This is where the Japanese paradox comes in. In Japan, people eat white rice and noodles every day. They aren't killing carbs. They are killing morning stress. They understand a secret that Western science is finally proving. If you calm the mind in the morning, the body will naturally let go of the weight. Today, we are going to stop fighting the wrong enemy. I am going to show you how to master your morning and finally unlock that stubborn, visceral fat. Now, let's look at the very first thing most of us do the moment we wake up. We reach for that glowing rectangle on the nightstand. Within seconds, you are scrolling through social media, checking urgent emails, or reading stressful news headlines. To you, it feels like catching up. To your brain, it is a high-speed collision. The moment you engage with your phone, your brain is bombarded by cheap, artificial dopamine. This isn't the good kind of dopamine you get from achieving a hard goal. This is a spike that puts you in a reactive state. You are no longer the captain of your morning. You are a victim of everyone else's priorities. This digital chaos triggers an immediate surge in cortisol while you are still lying in bed. Your body hasn't even moved, yet your heart rate is climbing, and your stress levels are hitting a red alert status. You are literally telling your metabolism to start storing fat before your feet even touch the floor. The solution is what we call the 30-minute sacred window. For the first half hour of your day, your phone does not exist. This is not just about avoiding stress. It is about protecting your parasympathetic nervous system. Think of this system as your internal brake that keeps your body calm and safe. By keeping the digital world away, you allow your brain to wake up naturally. You create a baseline of peace. When your nervous system feels safe, your body knows it doesn't need to hoard fat for a crisis. It stays in burn mode because you have chosen to start your day with intention, not a reaction. Now that you've protected your mind from digital stress, it's time to address the silent emergency happening inside your body. While you were sleeping for the last 8 hours, you weren't just resting. You were losing vital fluids through your breath and your skin. You wake up in a state of clinical dehydration. This causes your blood to become slightly thicker, making it harder for your heart to pump. To your brain, thick blood and high heart strain look like a physical crisis. To compensate, your body releases a fresh surge of cortisol just to keep your blood pressure stable. This is a hidden tax on your metabolism that most people pay every single morning without realizing it. You might think a glass of plain water is the answer, but it's not. Plain water can actually flush out the few minerals you have left, leaving your cells thirsty. Your adrenal glands, the tiny organs that manage your stress, thrive on two specific minerals, sodium and potassium. Think of these as the biological off switches for your stress response. Here is your first real action step. Before you even think about coffee, drink 16 ounces of room temperature water. Add a generous pinch of high-quality sea salt for sodium and a fresh squeeze of lemon juice for potassium and vitamin C. The temperature is key. Room temperature water is absorbed faster and doesn't shock your digestive system. The moment this mineral-rich water hits your system, something incredible happens. Your blood thins out, your heart rate settles, and your adrenal glands receive a signal of absolute safety. By providing these raw materials, you are telling your body, the drought is over, we are safe. You can stop hoarding energy and start burning it. This simple ritual shifts your biology from survival mode to efficiency mode. You aren't just drinking water, you are feeding the engine that burns your fat. Now that your body is hydrated and your mind is calm, it is time to step outside and perform the ultimate metabolic hack. This is where we synchronize your internal clock with the rotation of the earth itself. Deep inside your brain sits a tiny cluster of neurons called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or the SCN. Think of this as your body's master clock. It is wired directly to your eyes, waiting for one specific signal to start your day. Natural sunlight. Many people think sitting in a bright room or staring at a phone screen is enough. It isn't. Indoor LED lights are thousands of times weaker than the sun, and they emit a flat, artificial spectrum that confuses your brain. When you get real sunlight into your eyes, within 30 minutes of waking, you trigger a healthy, controlled spike in cortisol that quickly tapers off. This sets a timer. It tells your body to burn energy now and prepares your brain to release melatonin tonight so you can sleep. Without this light, your cortisol stays smoldering at a low level all day, keeping you in a state of chronic stress and fat storage. But we aren't just going to stand there. We are going to walk. This is the secret weapon, optic flow. When you move forward through a physical environment, images of trees, houses, and the sidewalk flow past your eyes. This lateral motion, this optic flow, sends a direct, primitive signal to the amygdala, the fear center of your brain. It tells your amygdala to shut down. Evolutionarily, walking forward meant we were exploring, safe, and in control. This is why a simple walk outside feels so different from running on a treadmill. On a treadmill, your body moves, but the world stays still. There is no optic flow. Your brain doesn't get that all-clear signal. By walking outside for just 10 to 15 minutes, you are performing a double action hack. You are setting your metabolic clock with sunlight and manually lowering your stress levels through motion. You are telling every cell in your body that the environment is safe. The hunter is not being hunted, and it is finally time to unlock the energy stored in your visceral fat. By now, you've protected your dopamine, hydrated your cells, and synchronized your brain with the sun. You feel alert. You feel ready. And this is exactly when most people make a critical mistake that ruins their fat-burning potential for the rest of the day. They reach for the coffee pot too soon. To understand why, we need to talk about a molecule called adenosine. Think of adenosine as your body's internal sleep pressure gauge. From the moment you wake up, adenosine starts building up in your brain, making you feel increasingly tired as the day goes on. When you wake up, you still have a lingering ghost of adenosine from the night before. If you drink caffeine immediately, the caffeine molecules rush to your brain and sit on your adenosine receptors. They don't actually get rid of the sleep pressure. They just mask it. They act like a piece of tape over a low fuel light on your car's dashboard. But here's the catch. While the caffeine is occupying those seats, the adenosine doesn't stop building up. It keeps piling up outside the door, waiting. About 6 hours later, when the caffeine finally breaks down and leaves the receptor, all that stored up adenosine floods in at once. This is the dreaded afternoon crash. When you hit that wall at 2 p.m., your body panics. It senses a massive drop in energy and responds by pumping out, you guessed it, more cortisol. This second stress spike triggers intense sugar cravings and forces your body back into storage mode. By simply waiting 90 minutes, you allow your natural cortisol rhythm to peak and clear out that lingering adenosine on its own. When you finally have your coffee after an hour and a half, you get a clean, steady energy boost without the crash. You keep your stress levels low, your hunger in check, and your body stays in the fat-burning zone all afternoon. Now, we need to talk about the mistake that breaks my heart the most. It is the person who wakes up exhausted, but still drags themselves to the gym for a high-intensity workout, thinking that more sweat equals more fat loss. If you are already living a high-stress life, pushing your body to the limit first thing in the morning can actually backfire. Think of your cortisol like a glass of water. If you follow the steps we've discussed, your glass is half empty and calm. But if you jump straight into a brutal HIIT session or a heavy lifting routine while your system is still waking up, you hit what we call the cortisol tipping point. You overflow the glass. When you cross this threshold, your body doesn't see a workout. It sees an attack. In a state of high stress, your metabolism shifts away from burning fat and starts burning glucose, your blood sugar, instead. Why is this bad? Because once you burn through that sugar, you'll feel a massive hunger crash later, and your body will desperately try to protect its visceral fat stores as an emergency backup. This is why gentle, Zone 2 movement, like the brisk walk we talked about earlier, is so much more effective for targeting belly fat. In this low-intensity zone, your heart rate is high enough to mobilize free fatty acids from your midsection, but low enough that your brain still feels safe. You aren't just exercising. You are coaching your body to prefer fat as fuel. By keeping the intensity low in the morning, you stay under the radar of your stress response, allowing you to melt away that stubborn inner fat without triggering the alarm bells of survival mode. So, here's your path forward. For the next 7 days, I want you to make a pact with your body. Wake up and keep the world out by staying off your phone. Drink your mineral-rich water to calm your heart. Walk in the sunlight to reset your brain. And wait 90 minutes before that first sip of coffee. This isn't just a list of chores. This is the Japanese art of living in harmony with your biology. We have been taught that weight loss is a war, a battle where you must suffer, sweat, and starve to see results. But the science tells a different story. Fat loss is not a war. It is a reconciliation. When you lower your cortisol, you are telling your body it is safe to let go. You are moving from a state of survival to a state of thriving. Try this protocol starting tomorrow morning. Within a few days, notice how your energy stabilizes and that stubborn midsection finally begins to soften. What does your current morning look like? Are you a phone-first person or a coffee-immediately person? Tell me in the comments below. And stay tuned, because in the next video, we are going to look at the perfect evening routine to keep that fat-burning fire burning all night long.